Hello from Oak Meadow. So it is end of January and I'm a little bit concerned about our bees. There's not much pollen about this time of year. We've got a few bits out. We've got the late ivy flowers. My mum's got some honeysuckle out over at hers, which is flowering early, which is great. So that's got loads of bees on it at the moment, but it's a good sunny day. So it's a good day to go in and just have, I'm not going to go into the beehives, I'm just going to lift the lids up and I'm basically going to give them some more feed. So at the end of the summer I gave them some sugar water solution just to boost them and make sure they've got enough stock to keep them alive basically over the winter. I didn't actually take any of their honey away at the end of the summer either. I kind of not really that, I like a bit of honey, it's nice to give some to family and friends, but I'm more interested in allowing the bees to have their own honey, so that, you know, I'm not taking them and then just giving them sugar water solution to overwinter. So they have some honey stocks in there, but this is just to make sure that they're okay. Like I say, it's end of January now, so this should see them through to spring hopefully, and make sure that they are good and okay. They've kicked all the boys out, so it's a much smaller colony now. It's just down to the females and the queen. Hopefully there's a bit of brood left in there, but if not, they'll start laying again in the spring. So normally I wouldn't need to smoke them at this time of year just to put the feed in. However, I'm a beginner beekeeper. I did just do a bit of a boo-boo, so I just went to take these out, having left them in the spring, and I took the feeder off the top of the crown board. The crown board is basically a piece of board with a hole in it where you can feed them through it. And I didn't get another piece of board sitting over the top of it, so I pulled it off, turned around to get the other bit of board, and the bees all just swarmed out, and they are really grumpy at this time of year. It turns out, like, they were properly going for me, so it could be interesting when we go back down there. I'm really hoping that I can just smoke them back in basically. We'll see how it goes, you'll see on the film. So yeah, I'll see you down there.
Now you're good.
Okay, so we're now down at the hives. Got the smoker going. So this is my sugar and water solution. I'm going to do really carefully because we don't want to go spilling it and creating havoc for the bees. It's been put into this specialist bee feeder. So the bees basically come up from underneath. There's a hole underneath and they can climb over. And then there's just like a small pool of sugar water solution so that they can't drown in it. And this basically goes and sits in on top of the crown board in there. Like I say, you've got to be really careful not to spill any of this stuff. If it spills on the floor, then it can create havoc between the different hives. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 hives down here, and it can start the bees off like trying to rob each other's hives. So we don't want to do that. So we're going to go over to this hive here now, and that's the one where I took the crown board off and they all started swarming out. I'm really hoping they might have just gone back down in the 15-20 minutes I've been up there just sorting other stuff out. So I'm going to get everything ready up here to go. Ooh, that's still going. Not really. It's like that. A lot of it is about being pretty well prepared, so you're not lifting the lid up. Oops. So you're not lifting the lid up and then flapping about doing loads of stuff. You want to make sure that at this time of year especially, you're in and out as quick as possible. They're okay with a bit of cold, but you don't want to give them excess cold unless you can help it. Okay, so get that going. Hi bee. Okay, there we go, that's a bit better. Right, kind of tapped by the bushes behind as well. Oh, look, we've got a little one down there, be careful. Right, so I could open this up and it go mental, or it might just actually be okay. Find out. Oh no, that's fine. We'll go back in again. Okay, so I'm just going to do a bit of smoking just to encourage them all back down in again. Basically, by smoking them, it makes the bees believe that the forest is on fire, and for some reason they think the clever thing to do there is to start frantically feeding. I'm not sure why that works out for them, but I'm going to make sure that that is sitting over the hole. Yeah, that should be good. Okay, so we've got a couple of errant bees, which I want out. There you go. Right, don't want to trap them in because they'll die. They can't get anywhere in. And then I'm just going to pop that back over. Nice and gentle. You don't want to bang it or anything like that because it can disturb them. You can see if you come around the front here, they've actually settled down quite a bit because just before we started filming I smoked them. But basically this is their entrance and exit, which I've put just a really small hole because again it stops wasps from trying to get in there. It stops other hives from trying to rob each other, which is they do that. It's a small hole to guard. Yeah, basically, yeah, that's the exact one. So, yeah, so we've got these traditional national hives here, and then we've also got another type of hive over here, which is quite an interesting one. This is an African hive, isn't it? It's a bar hive. Right, so it's a bar hive, basically. So they've got their... So they build their own comb on it. You don't put... Their entrance is over here. They come in and out. You can see they're really active. They've not been smoked, so they're quite happily coming in and out. So let's open the window and show people. And around here, hopefully you'll be able to see it. So this was a wild swarm that we caught. All of them are wild swarms, actually. There you go. Look at that. That's homemade honeycomb. So that's very tranquilo. So this time of year, they're just in one small spot. And the queen will be in the middle of that, and they'll be keeping them all warm. Yes, I am shaking. I'm always shaking. You take that for the minute. Yeah, I'll take that. So in the summer, I mean, you can see all the combs that they've naturally made. In the summer, this is literally rammed full of bees. But in the winter, in order to preserve themselves, they basically kick out all the drones, all the males, and they a lot of the females will die as well. And they just go down to just a much smaller colony, so they've got less to feed basically. You can see in this bit here. These are full of honey still, which is brilliant. I didn't take anything from this. I've never taken any honey from this hive. I just leave this hive to do its own thing. It's a good, healthy hive. I'm quite happy with them, really. So, yeah, it's just sort of interesting trying different methods, basically. As I say, we're beginners. We know just enough to be dangerous, and that's about it, really. Give them a chance, though. Cool. So we do have one other type hive here, and that's the African hive, which is up at Mars Place. Which is made out of a tree stump up on tripod legs, and we don't take any honey from that one. The bees that are in there are completely wild, and they're basically here to pollinate plants, because we have all sorts of plants that obviously need cross-pollination, especially the fruit trees, for example. When the blossom comes out, we need the bees to do their magic in order to get the cherries and the apples and the pears out of our fruit trees. So they're an essential component to what we're trying to do here, self-sufficiency wise. I wouldn't be without them. Yeah, that was brilliant, Nick. Yeah, they've got all this. It's a bit dark over there. They've got lots of land. You've got to move around on the back, just by the camera lens, that might walk into shot in a minute. Oh yeah. One on my glove as well. Boop. Hello. Right, can we knock the top off this one and feed this one? Yeah, we'll go and crack on and feed all the other ones then. So, shouldn't have to, again, I try not to smoke them if I can help it. I don't want to do them too much. As a beginner, it's definitely easier to smoke them a little bit just to make them go down. Oh, actually, I've got to put the sugar solution in. Again, keep the lid on for as long as you can. With that other hive over there, I can see they've got loads of honey. So I think I might not actually feed that hive over there. I think I'm just going to leave it to do its own thing. Quite happy that they're sorting themselves out. Again, I've never taken any honey from them, so they've got their full reserves. I'm about to take this lid off, Nick. Okay, I'll back off and then we'll have a little look. Okay, so this one will be quiet. I've managed to get the you got a stone on that one. Yeah. So really careful not to spill it. I've learnt the bad way doing that. Okay, so you can see here we've actually got two hives, holes. We've got the queen excluder, which is that metal bit of grill just there. And that basically, so this is a what's called a super, and the queen excluder allows all the other bees to go up through it, but not the queen.
Flip that the other way round so the flat edge is against the board and it will fit better against that hole.
It's fine, it's covered. That's totally
sure?
covered. Yeah, yeah,
okay.
yeah, that's covered all the way around. So this is normally what we'd have put the frames into. I've got any frames sitting around? Oh yeah, here, look. In a bad state of repair. Clearly shouldn't have left that one out over winter. I've got quite a lot of spare ones though. So this basically fits in here and they fit all the way along, but in the winter I use these just to basically put the feed in. Oh look, there we go, straight away. If you bring the camera down, can you see that they're, in fact, here we go. Can you see immediately? Yeah, they're coming up, they're feeding, so they come up through this centre hole and then they walk down here to the side, and down there basically they can access the honey, but it just stops them from drowning in the honey solution. If you just allowed them to get into the honey solution, they'd all be drunk in no time at all and hanging around in it and wouldn't last very long. But yeah, so that's hopefully my bees happy and feeding up until the spring, and then in the spring we'll start going into them a bit more regularly. I try not to interfere too much with them, to be honest. I kind of like to let them get on with themselves. I just sort of try and keep an eye out for varroa mite. Touch wood, I've never really had any problems with that. And then wax moth is the other thing as well,
which we have had problems with in the African hive.
Yeah.
Look at them, hungry little buggers.
Yeah, doesn't take long, does it?
Okay guys, this is the African hive. So as you can see, it's on a tripod. It's not occupied at the moment, but what I'll do is I'll pop the bottom off it and then you can have a quick look inside, because I believe there's some good honeycomb in there. This is the one that we had problems with the wax moth previously, but no sign of that at the moment. So let's have a look inside. So the way this works is the bottom comes off it like that, and thankfully it's pretty quiet and tranquil in there. But let's have a look inside the beehive, and there you go, there's wild comb up the top. Looks pretty good. Doesn't seem to be any sign of varroa wax moth in there. Hopefully once it warms up and we get a few wild swarms out and about, they'll come and reoccupy this one. But it's amazing the way that they build their own honeycomb, and they do it in such an organic manner, whereas when you're commercially harvesting them, it's very straight lines, the honeycombs. And this is this is the way the bees would do it in the wild. And it's stunning. Isn't nature wonderful? All right, brilliant. What I'll try and do is, we've got an amazing video of when we first put this up, literally within about an hour and a half of, no, less than that, about half an hour of putting this one up, we had scout bees at the door, and within an hour we had a major swarm. So I got film footage of that. I'll see whether I can knock that onto the end of this video, just to show you what a springtime swarm coming to the land looks like, because it literally turns the sky quite dark when it's a big swarm. Brilliant. Nice one, guys. Later. Bye.
So I don't know if you can see and hear them, but what we thought was the swarm that turned up to Ma's new little bee house earlier on, we think might have actually just been all the scouts, and this is now the swarm coming in. There's a big swarm. So can you see them all? Look at that. They look like, Ma, they're all coming into it now. I think that was just the scouts earlier on. Whoa, that's getting really intense around there now. I'm going to back off a little. That's the swarm. I reckon they were just the scouts, weren't they? There's quite a lot of them before, but now that's definitely a swarm. That's chaos, isn't it? But I bet it's not chaos. I bet it's very organised. I'm going to come around the other side. So the entrance hole is on the other side. So Ma literally put this in about 3 hours ago. Whoa, look at them. Ma put this in about 3 hours ago now. Within an hour, oh my God, look, the sky is filled with them. Within an hour, we had the scouts here. And oh wow, this is amazing. Look at them, that is quite a big swarm, Mother. And look, you can see them. I'll try and zoom in because I don't want to go too close. Yeah, there we go. You can see them all going for the entrance there. Yeah, they're all going in. Yeah, they're going in. Yeah, those are the scouts before. Ma's got... Ma's just watching. Oh my gosh. That is a big swarm. That is unbelievable, isn't it? And yeah, you can see them all going in. Wow, look at the sky. It is literally filled with them. So allegedly, they're at their most tranquil when they're in a swarm. Like they're the least likely to attack at that point. Oh wow, look at that. Oh my God, there's so many on the front now. All going in. So it gets a bit blurry when I zoom in, but... Wow. There we go. Swarm of bees moving in. 3 hours it took. No estate agents involved whatsoever. Bees, thousands of them. Cool.
So, okay gang, that's pretty much what our job is. We're just going to go through all the hives and make sure they all get fed. So you've seen what we're up to. I hope that was illuminating for you. If you like our page and what we're trying to do here, please support. Please press the like button. That's a good one if you like our content. And if you've got the time, go and view our other videos. We've got at least, I think there's at least 12 out there now, all with information regarding what we're doing here and self-sufficiency and off-grid life. And obviously bees are a crucial part of our team. So we're giving them some scoff and hopefully that'll tide them through until the flowers all come out in springtime. Brilliant. Thanks very much, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Obviously subscribe and like, and we'll see you soon for the next video. Cheers, guys. Bye bye.